welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, September 2nd, 2019. I'm Yvesta Bowens with the details. Today, Monday, September 2nd, 2019, marks the beginning of a new school year, and Minister of Education St. Clair Jimmy Prince urged the nation's students to take control of their learning processes while encouraging teachers to continue to give of their best. Minister Prince said that each year brings changes to the school system, and how they are confronted will determine whether they become challenges or opportunities. He said that the government has implemented several new initiatives for this new school year to improve the quality of education offered to the nation's children, including the Schools Repair Program. Minister Prince said collaborative efforts must be taken by teachers, parents, and students to ensure that the facilities are maintained.
Students. We have embarked on a countrywide school improvement program in which over $6.5 million is currently being spent to refurbish and retrofit about 94 of our schools. This is the first time that so much money is spent at any one time on learning institutions in this country. Under this school improvement program, some schools will be fitted with brand new furniture as we seek to ensure the comfort and well-being of our students. We are grateful to BRAXA, the Basic Needs Trust Fund of the CDB, and our local contractors who have worked hard to ensure that these facilities are ready for the reopening of schools. Although the work may not be completed in every school, enough has been done to make them functional as they reopen their doors to our teachers and the students. A few of our students and the teachers at Park Hill, New Grounds, and Kaliakwa will be housed in the temporary facilities, since more extensive work would be carried out on their buildings. We therefore request that principals, parents, and the teachers collaborate with us as we seek to complete the work in the quickest possible time. We assure you that your schools will be more comfortable and safe for our students when the work is completed. On behalf of the Ministry of Education, I therefore take this opportunity to implore all principals, teachers, students, parents, and the community at large to see these upgraded facilities as your own. Show your appreciation and respect for the work that was done by using them wisely. We also solicit your cooperation in ensuring that these buildings and furniture are well taken care of.
Minister Prince said that the government also has taken the initiative based on current needs to strengthen and expand counseling support for a number of schools across the country.
This support, which would be effected by the Student Support Services, is intended to provide assistance for students who are in need of emotional support. It is our responsibility as a society to do all in our power to bear up our young people and guide them into pathways which will direct them away from crime, violence, and bullying. We also solicit the assistance of teachers, parents, and all stakeholders in providing healthy avenues for our young people to thrive and flourish. There is also an exceptional emphasis on special education this year. While we continue to encourage inclusive education at all levels, further steps were taken that ensured a cadre of teachers received the requisite training to work with our visually impaired students. We have also embarked on a new initiative to extend the academic program at the Fairhall Government School to facilitate students at the secondary level. This is done with the intent that the students registered at this school will receive academic support specific to their learning needs. Some of these students are truly gifted, and others require special academic support to propel them into realms that will birth their potential. Therefore, the grade 7 or Form 1 in the institution is designed to meet the needs of these students.
The Education Minister said his government is determined to make learning available and accessible for all persons in SVG, regardless to their status and aptitude.
This initiative follows on the heels of the opening of a new secondary school in Kanawan, designed to meet the needs of the students on that Grenadine Island who are moving from primary to secondary level education. The school caters to the needs of students entering grade 7 or Form 1 and is intended to relieve the students from the difficulties associated with traveling to the mainland or other Grenadine Islands to access secondary level education. These initiatives have implications for staffing. Therefore, the Ministry of Education is in the process of ensuring that all institutions from early childhood and up are appropriately staffed so that teachers can deliver the curriculum to students. Proud of the quality of students that our learning institutions are producing. Many of our students have done well in the year's CAPE, CSEC, and CCSLC examinations. They are making adequate use of the opportunities available to them at all levels. Many years ago, these opportunities did not exist. However, today our government continues to provide numerous opportunities for students and the teachers to upgrade themselves here. I take this opportunity to wish all our students success, our little ones at the early childhood centers, primary, secondary, TVET, and those at the tertiary level. I want to caution you to respect your teachers and cooperate with them. Take control of your learning processes as far as possible and research your work. We are living in a fast-changing world, and as you have the opportunity, make use of your talents and unearth your potentials.
The new Canawan Secondary School opened this morning with 19 students, 15 from Canawan and 4 from mainland St. Vincent. The construction of the Canawan Secondary School was carried out by the Canawan Resorts Development Company. Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves earlier stated that what is happening in Canawan with the creation of the secondary school is part of his government's overall vision for education and the economy. Earlier today, a special General Assembly was held for the first batch of students of the Canawan Secondary School, which was attended by government officials, developers on the island, and residents. Grade 6 students in the South Central Wynwood constituency have been encouraged to work hard and set their sights on the South Central Wynwood CPE Award of Excellence. The encouragement comes from MP for South Central Wynwood Sabota Caesar as he visited schools in the constituency today to examine the repair work being done at the institutions. At the Newgrounds Primary School, Minister Caesar said a past student, Janelle Richards, was this year's recipient of the South Central Wynwood CPE Award of Excellence and is now a student at the Girls High School. He encouraged the grade 6 students to work hard and to remain focused on their academics.
It is the second time in a row that the Newgrounds Primary School has captured the CPE Award for Excellence in the constituency of South Central Wynwood. For those who are not aware as to what the award is about, we usually have a gathering of all the primary schools before they do their CPEA. That's the primary school in Greggs, Lomans, Lauders, Diamonds, and Newgrounds, the 5 schools. And we will make an announcement that the student who tops all the schools will receive the sum of $1,000 to assist with the first year of secondary school. So I want to wish all the CPEA students, let me see the hands of all the CPEA students, those who will be doing the common entrance, CPEA. I want to wish you all the very best in your exams.
Caesar also took the opportunity to thank those who made the completion of the temporary facility at the Newgrounds Primary School a success.
And Breath of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, repair works were done on many of the primary schools and the secondary schools. However, repair works were not done on this school because a major project from the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the BNTF, will be redoing the school. And because of that, we had to construct some temporary classrooms. I want to thank a man of God who has worked diligently over the past weeks to ensure that our temporary classrooms are completed. And I want to give a special round of applause to Pastor Brown. A lot of persons told him that the project could not be completed on time, and he said, Minister Caesar, we have more than enough time because with God, all things are possible.
Minister Caesar also visited the Lomans Wynwood Primary School, where he highlighted the importance of reading and writing. He further encouraged the students to take part in an upcoming essay writing competition.
So we are going to have a special program this year for independence, because we will be celebrating how many years of independence this year? 40 years of independence. And we are going to have an essay writing competition, and I would really want the students of grade 5 and grade 6 to spend some time preparing for these essays. I want to wish you all the very best. The principal has my number. the PTA, you have my number. We have to make sure that we lift our standards and we keep our standards high. All the very best, and thank you.
Meanwhile, a number of students in the Kingstown area told our team today that though they had a good summer vacation, they were eagerly anticipating their first day at secondary school.
Okay, and how was your holiday at home?
Kinda boring.
Kinda boring? Did you do nothing for the holiday?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Fishing, go beach, swim, clean, road and things.
It feels so far being in secondary school.
Feel better than
Better than primary school?
yeah. I get to meet new people. They don't want people too much.
Vacation at home?
Kinda boring too.
Kinda boring too? Why you say boring? You didn't do anything?
Yeah, I went to Barbados. And then I come back. Meet new people too. Make new friends.
Okay, what farm were you in?
History.
Okay, and what are you hoping to achieve in life? What you want to become when you reach to the stage?
A pilot.
Want to become a pilot? Alright. How was your holiday, your school vacation? Productive. What did you do?
Read, go to camp, go to VBS, and play games.
How does it feel being in secondary school?
Better than primary school.
Better than primary school. And what are you hoping to achieve during this school year?
Top position.
A position. And what are you planning on becoming in the future?
Forensic or marine biologist.
Our news team also spoke with some returning secondary school students who were equally happy to return to school. They say they will be pushing harder to improve their grades this academic year.
It was really good. I had a lot of fun and I stayed home for most of the time, but overall I enjoyed it. I actually want to become an English teacher and I want to get my grades up higher and I can succeed. So I can succeed.
Okay, how was your vacation, your summer vacation? What you did?
Well, my summer vacation was fine. I went to the STEM summer school program.
And so what are you hoping to achieve for the rest of the school year?
To work hard, finish school, get my subjects, go to college and study business.
Well, yeah, I went to Grenada and my union and Mario. It was fun. Yeah, my friends did it. So.
Okay, and what are you hoping to achieve for the rest of the school year?
Work to get my grades up. Well, it was quite boring, to be honest. All I did was stay home and watch Netflix. They really have much to do.
How are you enjoying so far?
Well, it's the first day, so just see how the rest of the school year goes.
Okay, and what are you hoping to achieve from the rest of the school year?
Well, I'm hoping to excel, do all I can to get where I need to be in life.
Okay, and what are you hoping to become in the future?
OBGYN.
Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, Cecile Mackey, said the developments in SVG's hotel and tourism sector will no doubt have a positive impact on discussions taking place with other international airlines, which they are hoping to attract to the Argyle International Airport. Speaking at a news conference this afternoon at the CDC's conference room, Minister Mackey said the hotel developments, which include the Black Sands at Peters Hope, the Marriott Hotel at Mount Wynne, Royal Mill at Callequa, will increase the total room stock by 1,000 rooms or more, and that such developments will make discussions with the various airlines more favorable.
Of the Holiday Inn, and that facility would add another 92 rooms to our room stock. That would be at Diamond. And of course, Royal Mill would add a further 200 rooms to the room stock in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And hopefully we'll see some work starting this year on the Buckament Resort, where another 200 rooms will be made available. Now, these are very important developments because I indicated sometime earlier this year, last year, that our discussion with the airlines, this was one of the most important aspects. What is your room stock? When are you going to increase those numbers? How are you going to increase those numbers. And now we can confidently continue that discussion of what is going to happen to the room stock in St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the next 2 to 3 years. And therefore, I can confidently also say that that will be to our advantage when we have those discussions.
Giving an update on arrivals for the period January to June, Minister Mackey said 53,000 persons visited destination SVG by air, an increase of 6% over last year's figure for the corresponding period, noting that each month recorded increases.
Our arrivals by air for each of the periods, January by itself was up 7%, January to February up 7.1%, January to March 1.5%, January to April 6.9%, January to May 7.1%, June 7.2%, and January to July 6.7%. So all of the periods under review, there were increases. And of course, we all know that this is almost solely due to the coming into being of the RL International Airport and the direct flights from the 3 cities that we now have coming to destination St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Both by sea and both by yacht and by cruise, just 1 month that there was a slight dip in the numbers, but overall, as I indicated, both of them, January to July, showing improvement in the numbers.
A growth in tourism usually means economic spillovers in communities, but it is difficult to tell accurately the impact without the relevant stats, and Minister Mackey said the ministry will be seeking the relevant expertise to gather the necessary data which can influence decision making.
That we are going to be putting that in place, working with the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Economic Development, all of the relevant ministries, so that we could engage and export, because that is not something that you could put anybody to do or pick up somebody and say and get it done, right? So we'll be engaging the necessary expertise to gather that data for us, so that when we present it to the nation, when we present it to cabinet, it can stand the test of scrutiny. So that's going to be very important, because it was done before, but I think it did not stand the test of scrutiny. So therefore, we have to make sure that we get it right this time, so that we could use that to inform us and advise us of the necessary interventions.
Harnessing the opportunities of the region's natural resources, promoting cultural icons, and learning from the examples of the past were some of the ideas put forward to help the region harness a more sustainable tourism product. The recommendations were put forward by Barbados Ambassador to the United Nations, Elizabeth Thompson. Thompson was at the time delivering the keynote address on the final day of the Caribbean Tourism Organization Sustainable Tourism Conference at the Beachcombers Hotel.
These 2 young boys had an image of these 2 black men as giants on the cricket field. And there they are standing, and he must have been Wes and Gary. So Gary at that time, well, Gary as he then would have been, giants to them, because, you know, Wes was a very tall, robust man. And a photograph was taken. And remember, this is a man at retirement age. The photograph still hangs in his living room 50, 60 years later. The power of culture and cultural ambassadors to whom we pay no attention. Oh, that's best. All right then. And we're gone. Because that's how we behave. When people revere them, you know, you walk anywhere with them and people are, oh my God. But in the Caribbean, we do not celebrate our icons until they're dead.
Ambassador Thompson said an environment to earn and promote fresh local foods and drinks can also help to create a more sustainable tourism product.
Will create new revenue streams and markets within the country. A visitor can eat a profiterole or a pancake anywhere in the world, but he cannot get a bake or guava cheese, or hot sweet bread with the coconut soft and sugary in the middle. It is only in this region that he can have, or she can have those flavors. In that regard, there are some virtuous cycles on which we must close the loops. It is a moving from primary to tertiary products which will increase visitor spend. We catch fish and throw away a lot of what we call waste that could be used for the production of fish fingers, fish burgers, fish nuggets, smoked fish. St. Vincent used to do a fabulous smoked mai-mai that was as good as any smoked salmon you got anywhere. The packaging was real ugly, but once you opened the package, it was fantastic.
The Barbadian ambassador said it is also important to plan for the future with a product which is community and culturally oriented.
Sustainability is about harnessing society, economy, and environment for the benefit of us all, and it is that. We are proceeding on the premise that there will always be a Caribbean tourism product. But may I remind you that for everything there is a season and a time. Banana and sugar exports had their time and season. It's gone. There was a period when our forefathers could not have imagined our economies without these agricultural goods. Let us learn from their experiences and seek to develop tourism products that are truly sustainable and more community and culturally oriented.
The Caribbean Conference on Sustainable Tourism Development, otherwise known as the Sustainable Tourism Conference, was organized by CTO in partnership with the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority. At the conclusion of the conference, 8 tourism entities from CTO member countries were recognized for embracing sustainable tourism principles. The winners for the 8 awards were selected out of 38 entries. The Richmond Vale Academy here in SVG received the Award for Tourism Social Enterprise, a special award recognizing an initiative by an individual or group or association which addresses social problems by applying innovative tourism development ideas. The use of technology can ensure that products meet particular standards, and the SVG Medicinal Cannabis Authority has been exploring technology which can track and trace a plant from seed to sale to ensure a high-quality product. This was stated by Chairman of the authority, Dr. Gerald Thompson, who recently went to the United States and Canada to explore technologies which can ensure best practices for SVG's cannabis industry. Dr. Thompson said he was able to identify a company in Canada which accounts for 70% of track and trace usage in the Canadian markets.
This allows the authority to be able to trace the progress and growth of every seed planted, every seed imported, you could say, to the final product, whether that final product is flower buds, or it is a tablet, a cream, or some other type of product. And this is very important because as part of our international treaty obligation, they expect us to know this. Now, we know that some of the various entities involved in this industry, the traditional cultivators, even the investors, would think that this is far too much, this is probably intrusive and so forth. But it is critical to be able to not only prevent diversion of product, but also to ensure that at any given stage, you know what is taking place.
Smartphones are very common, and Dr. Thompson said the authority is also looking forward to a mobile app which will be a crucial information gathering tool to promote SVG's medical cannabis industry.
Like in a supermarket, they have a gun, a scanner gun. And Ample is now developing software. What we're going to be looking to use, they're going to be using the cell phone. They will have an app on the cell phone that allows the cell phone to scan the label on the plant or on the pot. And on scanning, you are able to see what that plant, how old it is, how many months, when it was planted. So therefore it is now 35 days and 5 hours old. You know what I mean? And that plant was moved from a nursery on so-and-so date to this location, which is the grow operation, and so forth. And this is going to be very important because it means that where there is cell phone activity, the inspectorate will be able to use a smartphone with an app to be able to scan the operation.
Dr. Thompson said a version of the app will be made available to all traditional growers of marijuana who are looking to get involved in the medical marijuana industry.
The traditional cultivator will also be able, with an adjusted app that allows the traditional cultivator to enter in information. They may not have the same accessibility to the cloud database as the inspectors, but they'll be able to scan in the information in terms of how their plants are growing and so forth. I think this is very, very important. It's going to make life a lot easier in St. Vincent, and hopefully St. Vincent and Grenadines is going to be the first country to be able, with piloting this with Ample, to deliver this sort of technology. And we're really pleased about it.